He's got a running back to his right. He's got 4 receivers. Milrow looking, throwing deep. He's got Ryan Williams caught. He's running down the sideline. Breaks a couple tackles. Running. Touchdown, Alabama. What a play. Touchdown, Alabama.
And here's the snap. Hands it to Audric Estime. And that is and should be a touchdown. Here we go. Bryson Barnes has got his back behind him. It is Jaquindon Jackson. Here's the snap. Bryson Barnes looking deep. He's got a man. It's caught! He's got touchdown early. All right, here we are live from Western Kentucky and Sam Houston. It is a beautiful day for some college football, and I am so glad that you could join me right here. Folks, welcome to Bowling Green, Kentucky, as this is the first game of the season for both of these squads, and an interesting note to put for this game is that this is the first conference game on American soil. So let me turn the camera around and you can get a view of what is going on down the football field right now. So here is your view right here, right now, as you see the players getting ready to go at this moment. Of course, most of Sam Houston's players are out there. Used to have a couple of guys for Western Kentucky out there getting ready to go. So let's talk about this. This is going to be a really interesting football game. Of course, Western Kentucky, one of the favorites to be in the conference championship game in the Conference USA. Of course, they always have a really good football team. Going to be really excited to see what they do this season. Of course, Sam Houston, same thing. Of course, last year, I believe, was their first year in the FBS level. Of course, they were a powerhouse in the FCS, and now they play in the FBS. And last year, being their first year, I believe they made it to the New Orleans Bowl. Of course, they're looking for more than just the New Orleans Bowl, which will be, we'll see what they can do. Of course, I'm just giving you a visual of what is going on down on the football field at this moment. So, to give you a little bit of a heads up of what we plan to do here tonight, I'm going to try to film some plays throughout this ball game as I plan to get a outro put together for our live stream, so that'll be what you see at the end of each and every live stream that we do. We are now right under an hour until kickoff. As you can, if I zoom in, I believe you may be able to see the clock. 59 and a half minutes until kickoff here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. As I'll turn it back to me real quick. Right here in the stands. So that's my view right here. So we're on one of the upper levels, but we're on one of the front rows, so we get a great view. Shouldn't have any obstruction as far as our view for the game here tonight. So that's going to be exciting. Of course, the game kicks off at 6 o'clock, so that's going to be really exciting. Earlier today in college football, you got to see a game from Dublin, Ireland, Iowa State, and Kansas State. Of course, that game was a really fun one. We got to see most of the game. Well, about the first half is what we saw on our way up here to the game. We didn't get to see the second half. However, Iowa State pulls out the 24-21 win, which was from the beginning of the game, which, of course, I'll have to go back and watch second half highlights just to give you a full assessment of what I thought. But first half, it seemed like both defenses really came to play, but a lot of mistakes made offensively for both squads between Iowa State and Kansas State. I would love to see both teams clean up the mistakes, but of course, it's the first game of the season, so it's kind of expected to have some struggles offensively. But I love what both defenses did today there in Dublin. Of course, as I said, Iowa State gets a 24-21 win. All right, folks, we are going to be here at this ball game here tonight. I'm going to plan to get some more content. May go live at halftime, tell you what I think about this ball game then. But for now, folks, that is pretty much all I have for you. We will see you at halftime. We will see you later. Goodbye, everybody.